Coming from a former lazy girl, okay, the only way I actually started to have discipline and be consistent is when I finally realized how you do one thing is how you do everything. I used to waste every single day of my life scrolling for hours, procrastinating my responsibilities, just like avoiding even like the smallest tasks. And I just felt so stuck, so unmotivated, so depressed. And then when I finally realized that how I handled the little things like setting my alarm, actually waking up to it instead of snoozing it 10 times in a row, making my bed in the morning, going to work out instead of putting it off to the next day. All these things that seem really small, they actually really add up to set the tone for how you do literally anything else in life. By the way, I'm Lena. Welcome to Anti-Brain Rot, where I share with you how to stop wasting your life and actually start living it. So if you're not already following your girl, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? Go follow your girl right now. Like those small habits, no matter how tiny, they really shape your entire life. And when I finally locked in and started being consistent with those small habits, then I started being consistent with the really big things in my life, like my dream of becoming a YouTuber. I would post every single week. When you're consistent with those small, tiny habits, you start to gain trust in yourself that you can actually handle the bigger things. So here's your sign to lock in and start paying attention to those little habits and start showing up for yourself in those little ways. And I promise you, you will see your life transform. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
My therapist introduced me to this idea of emotional discipline years ago, and it truly changed my life. And I honestly never really hear or see anybody else really talking about it. Okay, so what emotional discipline is when you have a feeling, you don't act on a behavior. It's having the foresight emotionally to choose the future over what you're feeling right now. So it's not feeling your feelings, but it's not acting on your feelings. So here are like some categories and examples where it will show up. If you're going through a breakup, if you're anxious about friend stuff, the idea is to stop feeding your obsession. So stop checking for signs. And that's doing things like not trying to go back and reread texts and decode it, not checking their Instagram followers, not going on that loop of what if I just check one more time? You have the emotional discipline to cut off the obsession and the addiction kind of. The second big thing is not reacting instantly. So not replying the second that you get a message or shooting off a really long paragraph when you're triggered. Kind of just taking a pause and remaining in control and trying to see the future of what you want out of the situation and being disciplined and smart about it. And another huge thing is not chasing just like the emotional relief or the hit. So not drunk texting, not panic booking trips and making super dramatic plans. Oh, and another big one is not like telling everyone everything. I think that can give us some relief too, is just like word vomiting and having the discipline to just be like, I don't need everybody knowing everything. I don't need to check in with people. I don't need to hear everyone's side of the story. I don't need to tell my entire story. Working through something and really understanding how you feel about something or speaking to your therapist before you're like venting and talking to so many people is a part of emotional discipline. Kind of all of this is under the umbrella of just letting yourself be misunderstood sometimes. Like you don't always need to prove that you're a good person, prove that you were in the right, over-explain yourself. Anyway, I think this is the real glow up that no one talks about. If you can master emotional discipline, you're gonna be killing it.
And in 2026, I want to look like discipline. I want to look like that's a girl that does not play about herself. Like I want it to show in my skin, my energy, the way I walk, the way I talk, the way I walk into a room. I want it to show in the way that I breathe. I want it to show in the way other people treat me. Like that, you can't play with her. She is not one of them. Like, I'm almost 30. It's time. It's our time. 28 and up. It's our time, girls. Let's look like discipline. Let's look like work. Let's look like hard work. Let's look like, oh my God, I cannot step to her if I don't have it together. Period.
Harsh truth, but you need to hear it. And this is coming from someone who lacked discipline and self-trust like a year ago. The only reason why you're not disciplined, right? It's not that you're not capable of discipline. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're not productive. It's the fact that you don't trust yourself, because discipline comes with self-trust. And if you do not trust yourself on a subconscious level, you're never going to be able to form discipline. Because think about it. In order to gain discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do and still doing them. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's, I don't know, I can only think of going to the gym or eating healthy or something. It's doing things that you do not want to do but you're doing it because you've built a habit with yourself. You've built routine within yourself. This is something that's going to help you. It's going to better you. It's for your own betterment. So you choose to do it. It's a choice to do the things you don't want to do, even though you need to do them. And so if you're someone who has constantly been like, yeah, I'm going to eat better, or I'm going to start going to the gym this week, or I'm going to start getting up earlier, or I'm going to start journaling, I'm going to start meditating, and then you don't follow through with yourself, you're subconsciously telling yourself that if you say that you're going to do something, you're not going to follow through, which means you don't have self-trust with yourself, which means it's going to be harder for you to form discipline because you don't even trust yourself enough to gain discipline in the first place. And it's not hard to break out of. You just have to build small habits and follow through with them. How I did this for myself was I said, like in March, I gave myself 3 habits to do every single day. It was, and mind you, I do these things every single day already sometimes. Like my habits were taking my birth control every day when my alarm went off, washing my face in the morning and at night, and brushing my teeth before, like when I went to bed and when I woke up. And it wasn't the fact that I wasn't doing them every day. It was the fact that I wasn't doing them when I wanted to do them. Like I would wake up and then do other things before brushing my teeth. Or I would wake up and, do something else before like washing my face. I would wake up and scroll before doing that. No. I said, I'm going to wake up. As soon as I get out of bed, I'm going to brush my teeth, wash my face, do whatever I need to do. When my alarm goes off for birth control, it wasn't that I wasn't taking my birth control. It was that I was snoozing the alarm when it went off to take the birth control. So instead of snoozing the alarm, I'm just going to take the birth control when my alarm goes off. And by me doing that, by me waking up, getting out of bed when my alarm went off and going straight to the bathroom to do the things that I said I would do, it built trust in myself to continue to keep adding on more extensive habits to my routine. Like you're not just going to force yourself to do shit that you don't want to do immediately. You have to start small in order to see big results. Like it's going to take time, and that's okay. All we got is time. Really, you literally just have to start with the smaller things. And now that I do that, I literally, whenever I get up out of bed, I go and brush my teeth. I wash my face. It's an unconscious habit now because I followed through with myself in the hard times when I didn't want to do it. When my alarm went off, when I was doing something busy and my alarm went off to take birth control, I'm like, fuck. I had to do it. I went and did it because I wrote it down. Writing down your habits and writing down your goals, writing down things that you say you want to do, and actually it allows you to follow through with them because you wrote them down. I don't know what the science is behind it. Whenever I write something down, I always feel like I have an obligation to complete it. So start small. It's literally still the beginning of the month. Not really. We're kind of 2 weeks in, but who cares? Start small. For this month of July, write out 2 things that you're going to do every single day consistently and follow through with yourself and do them. And then the next month, add on 3 more habits on top of those 3 habits that you did for the previous month. That's how you build good habits. That's how you build discipline. Okay? You can do it. It's easy. I did it. And I used to be the most undisciplined person in the entire world. I swear on everything. Now I'm very disciplined. I have a strict schedule. I get up. I go to the gym. I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I do that. Why? Because it's a part of, I could make a whole big ass video as to why habits and your identity need to coexist in one, and they need to all shift at the same time in order to get the life you want to live. But that life you want to live is on the opposite side of discipline. And it's simple.
Lack of discipline makes you ugly. I know that's a big pill, a hard truth. But I had listened to this really good podcast episode. It's funny, but it's real and raw about this exact thing. A lack of discipline makes you ugly. And he breaks it down into 2 buckets, and how others see you and how you see yourself. And when it pertains to how others see you, at the end of all of this, it really boils down to respect and confidence, right? More respect, more confidence equals more attractiveness. And there's really no way around building confidence but to go through hard stuff. And I talked about this in my other video. You have to choose your heart. Like there's no way around it. But he uses the example of having a nice body or being really fit. And he said that is one of the biggest silent flexes, because it shows that by going to the gym, you have discipline, you know how to value consistency, you can do hard things, you can do things even when you don't feel like it. And it just shows like you really care about yourself and you do it through discipline. And he compared it to having a Rolex, right? Having a Rolex on your wrist doesn't necessarily garner respect, but it lets people know you have a lot of money, but that's not the same thing. Respect is earned. And so when people see that you have a nice body and that you're in the gym every day, it means that you hold yourself to a high regard. So they also will hold you subconsciously in a high regard as well. Essentially, people will assess you based on your habits with yourself. This could be your relationship with food. This could be how many times they see you choose comfort over your goals or the things that you need to do. And this is the same with achievements, right? We see this all the time. The more achievements that you are perceived to have or that you have, the more respect is given to you. That's just kind of a societal norm. Now, when it comes to how you view yourself, of course, it again just goes back to respect and confidence. And a lot of this is really building self-trust. When you are disciplined in your goals, you build self-trust, you build confidence, you build the ability to do hard things. And at the core of that, when you build self-trust, when you know that you are reliable and you can do the hard things, you essentially become unstoppable. Like, your confidence is unwavering because you just have built such a good rapport with yourself that no one really can tell you much because you know you go and get it regardless. Discipline is a form of self-love, like to invest in yourself and to take care of yourself. And the more you invest in something, the more you care about it, the more you aren't just going to walk away or treat it like whatever, you know? Like, if I buy a nice couch, I want to make sure nothing spills on it, and it goes the same for yourself. And the last thing that he touched on was just emotions, right? And we always talk about this, but not letting your emotions dictate your actions, right? Keeping those promises to yourself, and remaining disciplined no matter what your mood or your feelings are telling you that day. Once you realize that discipline and motivation are not the same, like, discipline does not require motivation. You cannot feel like doing something, but you still do it anyway. Again, the confidence in yourself and the self-trust becomes next level. So in all, it's a really good fun episode. I'll put it in the comments. You definitely should go take a listen. Discipline is a form of self-love, and you really have to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, how much do I value myself? And if you're telling me you really value yourself, then you better walk it like you talk it, and the proof better be in the pudding.